Hi, everybody. Welcome to First Church of Religious Science. Happy Thanksgiving. This is our Thursday evening Louise Hay class, brought to you this special edition on Thanksgiving Day. So, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm glad you're with us. Welcome to First Church. Again, this is a special edition. We always do our Thursday evening class year round. Uh, it's especially nice to be able to bring it to you and your families, if you're with your family, or to you by yourself, so you can join with us in community on this wonderful Thanksgiving Day. Again, we meet every week on Thursday. We're glad all of you are here today. Uh, I know some of you are traveling and some can't be with us, but many of you are. So I'm grateful to see you all signing in. I want to extend a special Thanksgiving to all of our people, the people who are with us, the people who will be listening, uh, the people who are listening on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, X. Uh, we're on all of them, so sometimes I forget which ones are which, or I forget to name them all. So I'd like to warmly welcome everybody on any of the channels. This broadcast, like all of our programs, is offered as a gift to anyone who wishes to join. If you feel ever moved to support our work at First Church, there are always options in the chat. You'll see them posted. And we deeply appreciate anything anyone does to support First Church and the work we do. Your support allows us to keep bringing these messages to you. So thank you in advance for whatever you do. So let's get into today's topic, which will come as no surprise to you. It's about gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful force, and today we celebrate Thanksgiving. Today's an especially good time to reflect on the abundance that's in our lives, the people who are in our lives. It's a great day to remember people and to remember our blessings, the countless blessings that we may sometimes overlook. So we'll spend this time together exploring how gratitude heals, how gratitude transforms, both through our reflection and through our practice. So let's take a pause together and to reflect and to acknowledge the good that's here. We live in it, we move in it, we have our being in it. The good's with us even in challenging times. There's always something to be grateful for. Even through the darkest or the most challenging times, we can have that shift. There's always something to be grateful for. Louise Hay herself believed deeply in the power of gratitude as a tool for transformation. She once said, "The more grateful you are, the more you get to be grateful about." That's a simple little saying. The more grateful you are, the more you get to be grateful about. She went on to say, life is really simple. What you give out, how you show up, and what you give out comes back to you. So it makes sense to come from a place of gratitude, to connect with Source, to be grateful for what you know, the awareness of your connection. So on this day, we're reminded of what Ralph Waldo Emerson once said on this subject. He said, cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you and to give thanks consciously. And because all things, everything that's happened has contributed to your advancement. Everything that's happened to you so far has contributed to your advancements. So Emerson was saying, include everything in your gratitude, everything that's been, everything that's happened. That's quite a statement. I'll say it one more time for you. Emerson said, cultivate the habit of being grateful for everything, for every good that happens to you, and to give thanks continuously, because everything that's happened has contributed to your advancement so far. Everything contributed. So he went on to say, you ought to include all things in your gratitude. The quote is, it takes great wisdom to know that all events, circumstances, and happenings are helpful. So as we look back from Emerson on he's asking us to really reflect. And let's cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that's happened, to give thanks continuously. And as I said, he went on to say, because everything has contributed to your advancement. Very similar idea uh, from the Course in Miracles. So this is really deep. It's very great. So gratitude is a causative agent. From all my Science of Mind classes, the teachers used to teach us that one line. So we want to come from gratitude. If we do, we're not grateful just about the good things that we achieve or what we receive. It's also about recognizing the blessings that have come disguised as obstacles, or as my father used to say, my exciting challenges when I was wanting to complain about my problems. In our teaching, we learned that the kingdom of spirit is always here, it's always now. There's always good in operation. So our job as practitioners of this teaching is to have that shift in consciousness where we can practice seeing the good. That that activity is what we do. That's the work we do. And we want to do it even when we can't see the good immediately. It's a spiritual practice, a practice to recognize that we live, we move, we have our being in this divine substance. So when we're putting ourselves in the problem, or we're talking about the problem, or we're going to separation, we're blaming, or being critical of ourselves or others, we want to bring ourselves back and recognize that all is well, uh, and bring ourselves to a place where we can appreciate the hidden gifts that are in this situation. When I was much younger, working crazy jobs, I would always say to myself, this is God in my life. And I would say that no matter what was happening. And sometimes everything seemed to be really gone awry, but that would be an affirmation. So it's a practice to recognize that all is well. And then we get to appreciate, all the gifts that are every day has lots of gifts if we have the eyes to see them. So um, practice, seeing the God, seeing the good. I next want to share a thought from Meister Eckhart, who is a Christian mystic, who some of you may have read, who I had to read for my classes. One of his lines I love the most was, if the only prayer you said in your entire life was thank you, that would be sufficient. That would suffice. Yes, if the only prayer you said in your whole life was thank you, that would suffice. It would be sufficient. What a powerful reminder that gratitude alone can open our hearts and transform our lives. So let's take a moment to acknowledge our current reality. This is 2024. There's been a lot going on in the world. As we come together in gratitude this day, this special holiday, we're all aware of all the crazy challenges, dire challenges that have happened in the world, everything we've been facing, especially the past few months. The world around us, at least many parts of it, have felt very uncertain for many people. The atmosphere has oftentimes been one of division, stress. There's been economic pressures. We won't deny any of these as challenges for people, challenges that we have ourselves. And these are challenges that have impacted all of us to varying degrees and in different ways. But in this teaching, we know that even when the outer world seems unstable, because we're connected with Source, we're individualizations of Source, we know that we're personally supplied and supported by a higher truth. Louise Hay reminded us to trust life, to trust the process of life, knowing that there is a divine order always at work. There's an um, we're one with spirit, inner spirit, and it's always guiding us. Even when we can't immediately see it, we can always take that pause that we talk about and allow ourselves to feel the presence, to be renewed, and it will offer us guidance. Louise would say, life loves us and it's always working out for our highest good. So today, this day, we choose to focus on the good. We choose to know that we are one with the good, and we choose to focus on the good that's happening in our lives. Despite all the challenges that you'll hear in the news or you'll hear in the streets, we have an awful lot to be grateful for. We are supplied, we are supported, and Spirit will guide us if we open the door, if we listen, if we inquire within. The guidance is always available to you. As we acknowledge all the things that are happening in the world, the divisions, the difficulties, and all the world around us, we also, ever so much, commit ourselves to healing within ourselves. We want to heal the moments when we fall into fear. We want to heal the moments where we're doubtful or we are judgmental. We want to lovingly, gently work with those moments. We're not here to criticize ourselves. So we want to commit to healing and to changing our stories around. Today, let's be reminded to be grateful for the resilience that we've developed. Many of you through this very group have become stronger and stronger because you're being reminded each week and you're practicing on your own, uh, knowing that you're supplied and supported. Many of you are very much working on trading the lesser ideas for the greater. And we can hear it in your comments, we can hear your growth. And it's very gratifying to see the progress that everyone is making. So let's be grateful for the resilience. Let's be grateful for the growth. Let's also be grateful for all the people who have supported us. Today, I want to be grateful for everybody, the technicians and Jimmy, and all of you who send such wonderful comments, who support us in so many ways. Let's be grateful also for the lessons we've learned through the year. Let's remember to see the good in one another. Let's affirm that we're going to do that, even when we disagree. This is really a great time. We're going to see the good in one another, even when we see things totally in a different way. Ernest Holmes once said, as we recognize the divinity that's within ourselves, we must recognize it within everyone. So there it is. As we recognize the divinity that is within ourselves, we're called to recognize that divinity in everyone else too. Remember that old saying, there's not a spot where God is not, or there's not a spot where Spirit is not. So even the people that you don't particularly agree with, we recognize the same divinity that's in us is in every one of them as well. It's in everyone, everywhere. So in the midst of uncertainty, we can still find peace within. We can trust that no matter what is happening in the outer world, there's a deeper truth that's always guiding us forward. As we heal our inner divisions, the conflicts within, and that's what we're doing, we're uprooting all the nonsense. Alan Cohen called it the sins, the self-imposed nonsense. As we heal all of those inner stories and all that critical thinking and negativity, we naturally then begin to expand our capacity to recognize the good that's in everyone and everything all around us. The thing about people is, those of you who are regulars will understand because I say it often, they're all doing the best they can. Even if you don't agree with them at all, they're doing the best they can with what they know. And we have to give them a break, the same way we want to learn to give ourselves a break. We really, in this class of Louise Hay, we're learning to love ourselves. And as we do, more and more, we're able to extend that to others. So this class is about connection always. It's about getting connected with self, remembering who you are and what you are, connected with source. So we talk about living from connection. We're one with this source. So you want to always bring yourself back to that. Am I coming from that place of connection with source? Because we forget our role is always to return to love, or to return to that connection, to live with the awareness that we are supported by this loving energy, this amazingly intelligent universe. It's in us, operating through us. It supports us. It woos us. It guides us. Louise Hay taught us, life loves us. She said, life loves us. And when we practice gratitude, we allow this love to flow through us. Very simple idea. Life loves us. And when we practice gratitude, we're allowing that love to flow through us. The poet Rumi said, wear gratitude like a cloak. and it will feed every corner of your life. Wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life. Today, we practice wearing that cloak and letting gratitude permeate all areas of our experience. Now, let's move a little into a deeper part of the lesson. I invite you to reflect on the past year. What are the gifts that may have come your way, even in unexpected forms, as you think back? The people you might think of to be grateful for. What are the gifts that have come your way in unexpected forms, the lessons even? Who are the people? Who are the people who have supported you as you think about it? So let's take a moment to hold them in our minds with gratitude. Whoever comes to mind, just say thank you. The great poet Ella Wheeler Wilcox wrote a beautiful poem that reminds us not to miss the beauty in our everyday lives. Ella wrote she speaks of walking across fields of daisies and not seeing them because we're so focused on life's demands. How often do we too miss the daisies in our own life, the small moments, the simple joys? As Wilcox reminds us, there is splendor in common things, and today is the day to celebrate that. Gratitude help us break free of worry and fear and return to the present moment where there is peace, there's joy, and abundance. Gratitude will lift our vibration and it'll help us see life with new eyes. The psychologist Carl Jung pointed out, if your religion is based upon wonder, if your religion is based upon wonder, your chief emotion will be gratitude. So today we embrace wonder. That's a beautiful line. If your religion is based on wonder, um, your chief emotion will be gratitude. Joseph Campbell, author of many books, said, keep pointing them towards the mystery. That would be advice for ministers and practitioners. Keep pointing people towards the mystery, towards wonder. If your chief religion is based upon wonder, your chief emotion will be gratitude. So let's embrace wonder. We see beauty in everything and everyone. We see the miraculous in ourselves and our healing. We can change our thought. We have power to use. So all we need to do is release the need to complain and judge, and instead choose to give thanks. Choose to give thanks for for everything, for every person who has crossed your path, every person who's crossed your path in this past year. As they come to your mind, say thank you. We want to be grateful for everything and everyone that supports us. So as we continue reflecting, let's not forget gratitude for the people who are currently in our lives, the people who are in our building, the people who are our neighbors, the people who help us in all kinds of ways, the ones who show up for us. Let's be grateful for them, the ones who will take your calls, who will listen to you and care for us in ways that we sometimes overlook. These are the people who offer their time, their presence, their understanding, and without looking for anything in return. They are your quiet supporters who make life's journey a whole lot easier. So, today, in your mind, take a moment for appreciating them. Khalil Gibran, in his wisdom, once said, in the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasures, for in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. That's a beautiful little piece from Gibran. In the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasures, for in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. These are the relationships that sustain us, and I know we all have them. Let's remember these people now. These are the most important people in our lives. Even when we may not fully recognize their importance, let's recognize them now, today. Let's be mindful today of the friends we have presently, the friends we've had throughout our lives, the family members too, whether they're here or not. Let's be grateful and remember them now. The acquaintances who have shown us care, even in the smallest ways, let's be grateful. In my religious science classes, I heard years ago that gratitude is a causative factor in life. So let's talk about this practice of gratitude. It really helps change everything, first of all. This means it's not a passive force. It's not a fleeting feeling. It's gratitude is an active force that changes everything. It changes things. When we cultivate gratitude, we begin to shift our perspective, we begin to shift our energy around, and even the outcomes of our life will change just by infusing every moment with gratitude. That's why they used to say, religious scientists in my classes, we are the cheerleaders of life. We're the applauders. We're here to say good and good job. And I didn't know how important that was when I was younger. But everybody was saying it, and I understand it now. We want to shift our thinking from what's wrong and what's missing to seeing the good, to seeing the God. That was one of the gifts of Edwene Gaines, the prosperity teacher. She would use those words, good and God, interchangeably, because she'd keep on talking about, she'd challenge her students to see the good or the God and the good. It wouldn't make any bit of difference. So we want to shift our perspective, and we will shift our energy. And then the outcome, of course, will change. Ernest Holmes, the founder of her teaching, said, gratitude is not only a virtue, but he said it's a necessity. So that's from our founder. Gratitude isn't just a virtue, but it's a necessity. It lights our pathway, it broadens our vision, and it releases in us the power of thanksgiving. So it's as though gratitude is a light that we carry within us if we choose to use it. And the more we use it, the brighter we become, the brighter our light becomes. It transforms how we see the world, and in so doing, it transforms us. It transforms our experiences. When we choose to live in gratitude, more good naturally flows into our lives. What once seemed like obstacles now reveal themselves as opportunities. We notice abundance where we once felt lack. It's like opening a window and letting fresh air come in, new possibilities. I encourage all of you today, especially of those who feel alone today, to embrace this idea. You are never, never truly alone. Never alone, because the love and good you have experienced, it's still with you. All the love, all the good is still with you. Louise Hay taught us that life is always working out for our highest good. And when we practice gratitude, we align ourselves with that higher truth. Thich Nhat Hanh, a renowned Buddhist monk teacher, said, when we live in a state of deep gratitude, every single step we take, every smile, every breath, can bring peace and happiness to our hearts. Let gratitude be the path that you walk today and every day. So let's take a moment to reflect on the concept of abundance. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that abundance is all about material or purely material, but true abundance is much, much more. It includes the love we share, the friendships that we build. It includes the beauty of the world around us, and even the challenges that help us grow. Abundance is in every breath we take, in every sunrise, every sunset, and in the simple joy of being alive. Louise Hay taught us, the universe is abundant and there is plenty for everyone. Again, the universe is abundant and there's plenty for everyone. This abundance is not limited to wealth or possessions. It extends far beyond to our inner resources, such as peace, joy, happiness, and love. When we align ourselves with gratitude, we tap into that abundance no matter what is happening in our life. We bring ourselves to gratitude. We're aligning ourselves with that abundance. It's like turning on the faucet, allowing the flow of good to wash over us. So let's take a moment now to think about the ways in which abundance has shown up in your life this year. So even if it's been a challenging year, there were moments of grace. There was unexpected kindness. Let's remember the unexpected kindness of the past year. Or let's remember the personal growth that we've been through. Maybe you had a small victory. Maybe you have overcome a difficult situation. So let's give ourselves credit for that. Be grateful. Perhaps it was the support of a friend when you needed it the most. These are moments that remind us that abundance is not about what we have, but about how we experience life. It's also important to acknowledge the growth that we've experienced. None of you are the same place you were even a year ago. So there's been visible progress, there's been inner progress, there's been inner transformations, and we can be grateful. So let's affirm this together. I'm grateful for the abundance in my life. I give thanks for it. I recognize my blessings, both seen and unseen, and I'm open to receiving even more good. I'm grateful for the growth I've experienced, and I trust that everything in my life is unfolding for my highest good. By affirming this abundance, we shift our focus from lack to plenty. We acknowledge that we're always supported and that life is always working out for the best, for our favor. In our busy lives, we often overlook the simple things that bring us joy, the simple things that bring us comfort. Sometimes it's the warmth of a cup of coffee or tea, the sound of rain, the laughter of your grandchildren or a child. These moments of grace we can easily miss if we're not paying attention. So today we practice gratitude. As we do, let's focus on the simple things that often go unnoticed. As Rumi so beautifully put it, let the beauty we love be what we do. You can think about that for a while. Let the beauty we love be what we do. The beauty of life in these small moments of connection, peace, and joy. When we slow down and take time to truly appreciate these moments, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life. And as we do this, we experience a deeper sense of fulfillment. So let's take a step further as we continue on our journey to gratitude, this time focusing on the simple joys that surround us. One more time, let's center ourselves and take another deep breath. As we breathe in, imagine that we're drawing in the energy of gratitude. Fill it. Again, allow this energy to fill your heart with warmth and light. And as you exhale, release anything, tension, stress, anything that might have been with you from today. Now bring your attention to the simple things in life that bring you joy. Might be something as small as the comfort of your home, the beauty of nature, or the kindness of a good friend. Allow yourself to feel grateful for these small yet very significant things. Picture yourself walking through your normal day with an open heart, noticing the things you don't notice, noticing the beauty in the ordinary, the way the sunlight filters through the trees, perhaps, the sound of laughter, the feeling of being alive in the moment. Let yourself be filled with appreciation for these moments. Now, turn your attention to the abundance that surrounds you. Imagine that you're walking through a field of infinite possibility. With each step, you notice more and more good flowing into your life, unexpected opportunities, deep connections. As you walk, affirm to yourself, I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the abundance that flows to me and through me. Um, I'm now open to receiving all the good that life has. So let's take a moment to rest in this feeling of abundance and gratitude. Know with me that you're always supported by the universe and that there is more than enough. There's always more than enough. Allow this feeling to be anchored in your heart and let's carry it with you for the rest of the day, knowing that the more you practice gratitude, the more you will see its effects in every area of your life. So as we close, we're going to turn this all over to you in just a moment. Let's take one more moment to express gratitude for the future now. We don't know what lies ahead of us, not a single one of us, but we can trust that whatever lies ahead of us will bring us new opportunities for growth, expansion, connection, and joy. We affirm that this journey is good, the journey ahead is good, and it's filled with more good, and that we have the strength, we have the wisdom to navigate whatever will happen. Louise Hay reminds us the point of power is always in the present moment. So we don't need to worry about the future because we stay present. We're empowered to make the best choices to create the best outcomes. So let's affirm together, I trust the journey ahead. I'm grateful for the new opportunities that will present themselves. And I know that I have the strength and I have the wisdom to create a life I desire. So as we go forward, let us remember to carry this beautiful sense of gratitude with us, knowing that it is causative, knowing that it is the key to unlocking even more good in our lives. So as we come to it's the time to wrap up in affirmative prayer, let's center ourselves in gratitude. Affirmative prayer is a way for us to realign our minds with truth, the truth of who we are. We are powerful, creative beings. So as we move into prayer, I invite you to reflect on one thing from today's lesson that resonated with you. Something you're really grateful for, someone, could be an insight, a person, or simply a peace that comes from being present right now. Hold whatever it is in your heart, your mind, as we move into this prayer. So in this moment, I recognize the infinite presence of spirit that flows everywhere. It's in me, around me, through me. I know that it's a presence of love, peace, and abundance, and I now align myself with it. I affirm that gratitude is my guiding light. I see the good in everyone and every situation, and I trust life. I trust is always supporting me in ways that are for my highest good. I'm grateful for the abundance that surrounds me, for the love of friends and family and everyone here, the beauty of the world, and the opportunities that continue to flow. I trust in the unfolding of my journey, knowing that I'm always guided by divine wisdom. I release any fears, doubts, and insecurities, and I open my heart up to even more good. I give thanks for the power of gratitude, for the ability to see the blessings that are everywhere present, and for the strength to create even more joy, more love, and abundance. And so it is. So happy Thanksgiving. Now that we've completed this affirmative prayer, we're going to open up the floor to you. You've got family with us. You can say hello. They can say hello. You can share. You can share what the day's been like. Please share what you're grateful for, whatever came up perhaps in the lesson. Could be something small or it could be something big. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We're just so glad that we could share the holiday with you and be in our self-healing gathering together. So this is a safe space. If you're new, please say hello and where you're from. And there's time for everybody to share. So I'm turning the cameras over to you now. Thank you all for being here.